If you're currently potty training your new puppy, it's important to know the signs your dog has to go out. I'm Julia and this is Rosco the Maltipoo, and today in this video I'm going to share with you 10 signs that your dog needs to go potty. So the first sign is sniffing. When Rosco was a puppy, if he started sniffing around the living room floor, it usually meant that he was searching for a spot to go potty. Sometimes it could be simply that he just smelled something good on the rug, but just to play it safe, we'd usually scoop him up and take him outside. Now if your dog starts circling and sniffing, that's a big sign to you that he needs to go. Rosco usually always circles before he goes pee, and so once he started circling, we knew for sure that it was he had to go potty and not that he was just sniffing a smell or for a toy. Another signal to us that Rosco had to go out was if he started walking towards a corner. Typically whenever Rosco had a potty accident, it wasn't in the center of the floor, it was in a corner of the room. So just watch out for that behavior. Okay, I know this one's kind of obvious, but if your dog starts kind of like squatting as he's walking, as I'm making this video, I'm realizing how awkward this sounds. Anyway, usually when Rosco's about to go to the bathroom, he starts like kind of like squatting as he walks, as he continues to search for a spot. So in this case, when we'd catch Rosco doing this, it was an urgent situation. We'd have to pick him up right away and take him outside, and sometimes we didn't get there in time. The next sign is if your dog starts to whine. When Rosco was a puppy, we'd usually put him in his playpen so he wouldn't get into mischief, and sometimes he'd start whining in there. This could mean a lot of different things. It could mean Rosco's bored, he wants to play with us, or it could mean that his bladder's about to burst. When potty training, we found that it's always better to stay on the safe side, so usually whenever Rosco started to whine when he was in the puppy stage, we'd take him out. If Rosco just starts staring at us, that's another sign. A lot of times, even now, Rosco will sit and just stare at us, acting a bit restless, and especially if he's kind of shaking a little, we realize that he's trying to hold it. Once you've had your puppy long enough for him to know that outside means going potty, if he starts sitting by the door, that means that he probably has to go out. For the first few days you're potty training, he probably won't sit by the door just because he hasn't made that association yet. But once he does, sitting by the door is a big clue. Going along with this, scratching at the door. Rosco didn't do this one as much, but all dogs are different, so it's worth putting in there. Also keep in mind that if you have a family member that's outside, for example, if my dad's outside grilling salmon, Rosco will get excited and want to go outside and meet him. So if you know somebody is outside and your dog's sitting by the door wanting to go out, that doesn't always mean he has to go potty. Okay, this next part is important not to miss, but before I get there, I would really appreciate it if you'd give this video a paw up to help it spread to more people and let me know that you like this type of content. Okay, so this is key, don't miss this. Although knowing the signs is a helpful tool, it's key that you are able to predict when your dog has to go out. Because once he starts showing signs, and we know from experience with this little guy, you only have a few seconds before it's too late. One thing I suggest for predicting when your dog has to go out is teaching him how to ring a potty bell. We use one and it's super helpful to know when Rosco needs to use the bathroom. I've made a video outlining the steps we took to teach this to Rosco, so I'll link it up in the iCard and down in the description box if you'd like to check that out after this. Now Rosco had a lot of potty accidents. He just had his first potty accident. Didn't get to take him outside fast enough. Yep, that's just part of having a little puppy. And typically whenever he'd have an accident, we wouldn't scold him, but we just scoop him up and take him outside just to give a little correction. And also if he had to do anything else, it would be outside and not in the house. So going along with the whole thing about predicting when your dog has to go out, here are the last two signs. These are times that you should always take your dog out. The first one is if he just ate or drank. Now when Rosco was a puppy, we learned that it doesn't take long for food and drink to go through his system. Sometimes it would just take a couple minutes before he'd have to go potty after eating his dinner. So we tried to make it a habit after he ate to take him out right away. Another one is right after your puppy wakes up from a nap. Rosco almost always has to pee after waking up, so when he was a puppy, we made it a habit to just go out regardless. This really helped to avoid any potty accidents. Now that you've learned the signs, I suggest you go check out my video where I share some of my family's mistakes and tips when it comes to potty training. I'll put that video right up here for you to watch next. As always, thank you so much for watching, and Rosco and I will see you in the next video. Bye!